Reno Omokri, a former aide to President Goodluck Jonathan, has attempted to counter claims made by a journalist and director at Object TV, Segun Olawoye, who claimed in a viral video that 30 kilometers of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway had not been completed as alleged by the Ministry of Works. Reno made his assessment by taking journalists from various media houses.
We are at kilometer 19.5 and everything is verified by the mileage of the car, and that will be giving video evidence, photographic evidence will be given to everybody present and members of the public if they so want. Right now we are at Okun Aja. People in government should not think that people who raise these objections are enemies of the state, are haters. No, they have a right. A lot of these people are patriotic citizens. When people raise questions like this, it is not possible to over-inform them. You can only under-inform them. It's not possible to over-inform them. You can only under-inform them. So give them the information. Bring them on here. If they insult you, look, under President Jonathan, I was the most insulted human being in Nigeria. Myself, Ruben Abati, and the president. And here I am. I'm 51 years old. I don't think the insults have done too much damage to me.
All right, Dr. Abati, you and Reno Omokri there, he's saying that, it's important that the government listens to critics because it's not about the insults, it's about taking feedback. I believe that this conversation with Reno Omokri and, of course, the journalist who went out there, kudos to him, who went out there to find out whether or not the 30-kilometer had been completed is quite needless because Reno went there and our correspondent, Tokumbo Oyetunji, also went there. He stopped at 19.5 kilometers, but our other reporter with the drone actually went there and did say that the road was disjointed, like what the journalist had said. But the fact still remains that about 30 kilometers or even more had been completed. It's just that it was disjointed. If you see the video that we have up there, if we can pull that up as well, we're seeing that there's a whole 19.5 kilometers that had been completed at stretch, but there's still some sort of measures that need to be completed at this point. Dr. Abati.
Okay, very quickly, a number of things. Reno Omokri made a point that, look, the responsibility of a government is to provide information and that government cannot over-inform the public. I think on that score he's right. Two, he says that, look, that stretch of road, 750 kilometers total, is going to open up the whole of that corridor, both to real estate, to tourism. Again, that is right. Three is the distance between Lagos and Calabar. When I was, when I was announced 12 hours to travel from Lagos to Calabar, you will take the entire stretch of the old road from Lagos to Benin, Benin to Onitsha, Onitsha to Owerri, Owerri to Aba to Ikorishi, to Ikwaransa, to Ikoripene. Before you get to Calabar, you stop at the Calabar Stadium before you find our way to Etagbo, to get to the campus. But now, that entire stretch of over 12 hours, by the time this road is constructed, you will spend just about 4.5 hours to get to Calabar. So as somebody who has traveled from this side to that side for a period as a teenager, I think it's something, that is a major worthy legacy project. And that's why I don't join people in condemning the project. Now the people are saying portions of it have not been completed. Now, I had asked questions. The median, that median you see, where there seems to be no construction, that is an optional route that has been left there to make provision for a future rail line. That's the explanation that I got. That in the future it's possible to put a rail line in that median, and then you can have, vehicles. You can also have a rail line is to travel up to 19-something kilometers, 19.5 kilometers, and to say, look, it is real. And as for skeptics who say, oh, they don't think that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will complete the project. Well, it's for him a legacy project. I think that this kind of project that is a legacy project, he will be toying with the mind of Nigerians if he says he's not going to complete it. If he's lucky, he gets a second term in office. I believe that this will be a priority. And they are attacking the road from different sides, from the Calabar end, and this is the Lagos end that we're talking about. And there's a lot of commitment on the part of the Federal Ministry of Works. There are other ancillary issues about compensation, about setback, about who the contractor is and all that. No, those are another set of issues. But the big issue is that, you know, the road is real and some progress has been made.
Yes.
And I think that we should just encourage government. But as Reno Omokri also pointed out, citizens have the right to ask questions. And if they ask questions, answers must be provided to those questions.
Absolutely. And some of the question concerns tolling. How much is it going to cost the average Nigeria to pass that road? Also the fact that it's our money that is being used to build the road. So we want to know how much it is. And also, like Dr. Abati has raised, compensation. I mean, because the realignment, the people that were displaced because of realignment, those people are still asking as to, what is it that they're going to do with that whole corridor?
Yeah, and the setback has now been increased from 250 meters to 500 meters. Some approvals that had been granted will now be revoked as well. That instruction has been given. So there's still a few complications. Now, I don't think the challenges are around the roads, the construction of the road and so forth. It's ongoing, yes. Like Dr. Abati said, there are a few questions, regarding some of the accountability issues, if we're looking at costing, if we're looking at contractors and so forth. However, what raised this this resurgence of critique was people are asking, why are we doing all of this fanfare for 30 kilometers, only now to find that it's not even really 30 kilometers. So the question was really, was there need for the fanfare? And I think that's where we take the conversation back to, we've said this before and we say it again, that I think when the government is communicating, it's very important to just get to the point, to just communicate the point directly. We could have celebrated 20 kilometers, 19.5 kilometers, as opposed to the 30 kilometer stretch. That's number one. Number two, it was unnecessary. It was a little bit of drama that has become unnecessary because now people are countering it and so forth. What it does is it erodes public trust. It means that when there's communication, people will take it with a comma or a question mark. And we're trying to walk away from that. So when people raise their voices to critique, it's not because people are trying to fight the government or anti-government, but it's because we're trying to say, can we start this relationship all over again in a way that that fosters trust, transparency, accountability between all those involved? Because now here people have gone to prove it. I'm glad that Reno Omokri has done this. I think this is a really good thing that he has done. But in future, like we've said with, remember there were issues around loans, several issues come up, and we just say, let's just be transparent in our communication so that that public trust isn't eroded.
Well, you know what, to be fair, the contractor during the commissioning ceremony said almost 20 kilometers had been completed, almost, he used the word almost, from, the Lekki to the Okwaja axis and then almost 10 kilometers. So this journalist just went there to, really fact check. But the problem was the fact that Reno had posted a picture saying that he was at the 30th kilometer, which really wasn't the fact. But he has come out to clarify what he was trying to say. And, we'll just say kudos to this administration because they have really done well with infrastructure at this moment.